Just feels weird when I'm holding a microphone in my hand. You should have a fucking hands-free mic. Invest in some fucking production value.
Production's getting there. The first episode in my Storyteller series is with my buddy Noah Kugielski, who's going to be a doctor within the next 6 months. We both lived in Denver after college for a couple months. Among the debauchery and craziness that we had out in Denver, I love this story so much, and I just wanted him to share it with everybody else. Hope you get a kick out of it like I did.
Hi, my name's Noah Kugielski. I'm an emergency medicine physician in Houston, Texas. Those are the times I rage quit my job before going to medical school. All right, so about 6 months before med school started, I moved to Denver to kind of live my life. Well, I was shooting for San Diego and missed a little bit, so I ended up in Denver for 6 months, and I got a job as a line cook in a shitty sports bar in Cherry Creek, Denver, Colorado. And I was working with people, and it's exactly what I wanted to be doing. That's what I went there for, was to write and to live my life a little bit. And I was working this job for a couple of weeks, literally a couple of weeks, when they put me on the grill by myself on a Friday night, which is a stressful situation. If you've ever been a line cook, you know. So they put me on this grill, and they're like, oh, it's not going to be that busy. And we had a 250 head night where every person there ordered a fucking hamburger. Every single person ordered a hamburger. So I have 30 fucking hamburgers on the flat top, trying to remember which one's which and which one is medium rare and, you know, medium well and all that shit. And I think I'm doing a kind of a good job on my first time ever doing it, never having been trained on the flat top before. And this waitress comes back. Oh, this big bull lesbian who did MMA. She literally did MMA. And she comes back there and she's like, what the fuck is going on back here? I'm literally by myself in the restaurant, like no head chef, no other restaurant like employees in the back, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out which hamburger's which. And she's like, get my tables out now, or I'm taking you to the parking lot and beating your ass. Like, I'm not even kidding with you. She threatened me with physical violence in the parking lot. And I had no fucking idea what I was doing. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, here you go, it's medium rare. They're all fucking rare, they're all raw, I don't know. Whatever. So they shut the restaurant down later that night. So I worked there for another like 6 weeks or so, dealing with this girl, who every couple of fucking days would come back there and give me shit back in the kitchen. And she was just malignant towards everybody. Oh, she was just rough. And then one day, I smoked some weed. And then we got an order for 6 BLT club sandwiches, which every single one of them had modifiers. So one had no mayo, one had extra bacon, one had bread untoasted, one had this and that, you know, extra lettuce. So 6 of these sandwiches are sitting next to themselves on the fucking white counter. And I'm trying to figure out which is which, and they're taking a while. Yeah. And she comes back there, and I don't need this fucking job. I don't need this job. I'm going to med school in 5 weeks. Like, fuck it, I'm done. She comes back there, and she starts her shit. And I was like, you know what? And I threw my towel down in the kitchen. I walked out to the front of the restaurant, and I was like, I fucking quit. I told the manager, I was like, I fucking quit. He was like, why? I was like, I cannot work in this environment anymore. I don't know if I was bad at my job or she just sucked as a person, but I told the manager I quit. And he was like, well, why? Like, what can we do to make you stay? And I was like, nothing. Like, honestly, nothing. You can do nothing to keep me to stay. So I told him I quit, and he's like, I fucking get it. He's like, I'm going to quit too. So my manager and I are both like, yeah, I fucking quit. And a month later, he's gone. The next day, I didn't show up. They're calling me. They're like, can you please come into work? I was like, no. I don't need this job. And I quit my other job a week later. And then I, traveled the country, and I went to med school a week later. And that was,
that's your time in Denver, huh?
I mean, the rest of the time was great, but yeah. Those are the times I rage quit my job before going to medical school.